Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Darrell Owens. This is another episode of One on One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and, of course, on Bowie Television. Look, we're excited to bring you episode 125 here on January 25th, 2024. We are just a couple days away from Championship Sunday. The Final Four is set in the NFL. We know that two tickets will be punched to Super Bowl 58. I can already tell you a ticket that has been punched, that is already solidified. Your boy is heading down to Vegas to cover the Super Bowl. It'll be my second Super Bowl week to cover. Very excited. Fingers crossed that it will be a little bit more than that, but we will see how things go on that rim here in the next couple of weeks. But very excited to be able to bring you coverage on behalf of Bowie Television, and Legacy being a part of the Bowie Television family. So we're very excited that we're going to be able to bring you that coverage here in the next couple of days. So once again, everybody, just thank you for all of your continued, love and outpouring as we get ready for Championship Sunday. But let's rock it out. You know what time it is. It is time to get into episode 125 of One on One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and Bowie Television. Let's get it.
One, 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 one. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to One-on-One at Legacy Maker Sports Network.
Welcome. It is episode 125 here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and Bowie Television of One on One with your boy, yours truly. We're going to get into it today. We've got, these playoff episodes are a little bit shorter than the normal ones, but we're going to go ahead and get into the games, how everything went down, who's moving on to Championship Sunday. We're going to get into all of that. And once again, just excited to bring you another episode now. Well, with all that being said, I guess there's no real reason to kind of jump around on it. Let's go ahead and give you what happened last week. I mean, if you don't know by now, then you've been living under a rock. But just in case you don't know, I am here to give you that information at the current time. So let's jump into that. All right. So first and foremost, let's look at it for all of the Bowie TV fans out there and Ravens fans in the DMV area. The Baltimore Ravens, the 1 seed, go and hold tight at home against the Texans, winning 34-10. Now, this game was a lot closer early on than what this score may lead on to. I mean, at halftime, the score was 10-10. The Ravens were in a dogfight in the beginning. Even, to be honest with you, entering all the way into the fourth quarter, it was 17-10 at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Lamar Jackson and the crew just went off. And Lamar Jackson, who's been passing the ball extremely well this year, he does a little bit of everything, but I think he really went to work using his feet in this contest. 11 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Being that dual threat that we all know Lamar Jackson can be, and it was good to see. And now for C.J. Stroud, not the best day for C.J. Stroud, but it's tough when you're going against this dangerous Baltimore Ravens defense. A lot of people say they're the most complete team in football. I agree with them, and I think right behind them is the San Francisco 49ers, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But great game by Baltimore. They move on, and they will host the AFC Championship game this Sunday at 3:00. Now, you say, Darrell, well, who will they play in the AFC Championship game? Not my prediction from last week. Last week, I went 3-1 in my scores, and I went 3-1 last week, and I was excited at one point because I'm like, yo, I'm 3-1. It's a good week, feeling pretty good about it. And, it didn't go the way I would have liked it. Now, I wanted to go 3-1, but in a different form. I didn't go 3-1 in the way I would have liked to go 3-1. But and you know what? It is what it is. 3-3 the week before, 3-1 this week. So 6-4 overall, whatever. But anyway, the team that I did pick, the Buffalo Bills, lose to the Kansas City Chiefs at home. Kansas City just dangerous. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship every single year that he has been the starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. You cannot tell me that's not special. He's been to 3 Super Bowls. He is this generation's Brady, I guess you want to say, the most elite quarterback in the NFL. In my opinion, I mean, you can't deny what he's been able to do with this Kansas City team throughout his career. And now you look at him. You look at him right now, and Kansas City is on the verge of going back to the Super Bowl again. And I think that would be the 4th Super Bowl for Patrick Mahomes and a chance to get his 3rd. And what that would do is if Kansas City can somehow go and win the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, if Kansas City can somehow go and win the Super Bowl, guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs will be tied with the Green Bay Packers, the New York Giants for 4 Super Bowls. They are that close to that. So Kansas City Chiefs fans have to be excited. For Buffalo fans, I know it hurts. That field goal missed by Tyler Bass, I know it hurts, but it's not all Tyler Bass's fault. So the people that were out there giving this man death threats over a missed field goal, shame on you. Shame on you. This guy doesn't deserve that. It's a game. Yes, a game that they get paid a lot of money for, don't get me wrong. And he's got to do his job. And unfortunately, in that situation, the job wasn't done. But do not threaten that man's life over a football game. Absolutely insane. If he had your kids hostage or something like that, hostage or something in that range, I would understand completely, but not under that circumstance. But with that being said, tough one for Buffalo. At home, everything was in their favor. Everybody thought they would be going to Baltimore. It just didn't happen. Kansas City makes the trip to Baltimore for the AFC Championship game on Sunday. And it's going to be a 3:00 game on Sunday in Baltimore. Next, let's head to the NFC. The number 1 seed, I don't want to say it out loud, but the number 1 seed, San Francisco 49ers, defeat the 7th seed Green Bay Packers 24-21 in a game that, if you go back and look at it, that game was dominated by the Green Bay Packers. And yes, if you go back and really look at it, Green Bay was in control majority of that game. They were handling things most of that game, and San Francisco just hung in there, doing what a number 1 seed does. They hung in there, did what they needed to do, had the possession, not last possession, but next to last possession to give them the lead. And then the Packers couldn't pull it off. Aaron Jones had a great day. Dobbs had a great day. Love had a decent day, but the 2 picks really hurt. And the last one was just Brett Favre-esque, like it just was an unnecessary interception. Could have thrown the ball away. And for me, it just reminded me of the Jordan Love when he wasn't looking amazing for the last 7 or 8 games. It was that Jordan Love that was trying to make a play that he shouldn't have tried to make. Those games that the Packers lost were against the Steelers, the Broncos, and the Raiders, those games. So, hey, it is what it is. The Packers, great season for the youngest team in football, almost shocked the world. Could be going to Detroit this week. It ain't happening. San Francisco will be hosting the NFC Championship game at 6:30 on Sunday. In the last matchup that we'll talk about, Lions and Buccaneers. Buccaneers and the Lions, actually a really good game. It was tied heading into the fourth quarter at 17 apiece. And it looked like it could have went either way. And then the Lions kind of opened it up a little bit towards the end. And another great game by Jared Goff and his crew. They did what they needed to do, and they get the win. And I will say this, Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you're Tampa Bay, you got to find a way to sign him back. You just have to. You have to find a way to sign him back. If not, whoever gets the honor of having the services of Mike Evans is going to be a very lucky team, because the way he's played in his first 10 years is his Hall of Fame career. And he could stop right now. He's a Hall of Famer in my books. And that catch that he made along the sideline to keep things rolling, amazing. Mike Evans is that dude. And I know he's just really starting to get his love, really just starting to get it. Now I know that sounds crazy out loud, even after the Super Bowls and everything, but I think this year alone, people have really embraced Mike Evans as a great receiver, all-time receiver, as I should say. And it's crazy because of the numbers he's put up in his first 10 seasons in the NFL. So there it is. That the Final Four is set, for the week. Myself, like I was telling you, that was my record for the last 2 weeks, 3-3 in the wild card. I went 3-1 last week. I said in a post on Facebook, I'm hoping to go 3-1. I was hoping the Packers would get that win. But even though that wasn't the case, we did see a good outcome for the weekend. Still staying over 500 now. I'm hoping that stays this way this week, but we'll get into that in a second as well. Now, power rankings for the week. Heading into this one, and this is a little bit of a change for me because, I've had the Lions pretty much secured in that third spot, and even though they've been playing really well, I put them at fourth this week. And it's not a slight. If you're this far, you're good. And nobody would be shocked if any of these four teams make the Super Bowl. Nobody would be shocked. For me, the way I look at it, we could potentially see the game that started the season off actually end the season. That would be very ironic if it ends up being Chiefs and Lions. We could see a rematch of Baltimore and San Francisco that happened, a couple of weeks ago, where Baltimore absolutely annihilated the San Francisco 49ers. We'd also could get the same another early season matchup where the Baltimore Ravens took on the Lions and Baltimore beat them 38-6. It was crazy. Probably the worst game the Lions played this year. That just tells you how good Baltimore is. But I have at number 4 the Detroit Lions. And like I said, no slight on them. They played 2 tough games to start it off. And I think they hustled in both of them. But I decided to put Kansas City at 3 because Pat Mahomes right now is and that Kansas City Chiefs team, just when you think they're out of it, they just kind of found a way. And it reminded me of the New England Patriots teams from years past where you just, every time you thought, okay, this is going to be the year they fall apart, they found a way not to. That's why if you're Baltimore, you got to be a little bit nervous heading into this week. And you got to play your best football, obviously, this week in order to move on to Super Bowl 58. At number 2, the San Francisco 49ers, barely sneaking by the Green Bay Packers, but they did. And, I think they will build off of that. They got to hope they get Deebo Samuel back. Jawan Jennings did a really good job in his absence. So we'll see if that is going to be enough for San Francisco against a Detroit team that it looks like they're just playing with their hearts and souls out there. I mean, Dan Campbell has that crew ready to roll. And at number 1 in the power rankings this week, we've got the Baltimore Ravens. And I mean, after their performance last week against CJ Stroud and the Texans, I think that we can solidify that. Now, let's talk about the game on Sunday, that first one, that 3:00 game. Who is going to Super Bowl 58? Will it be the Kansas City Chiefs looking to go to the Super Bowl once again for back-to-back years? It'll be their 4th Super Bowl, I believe, in 5 years, and I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's what that is. And they have a chance to get their 3rd. Now, Baltimore hasn't been to the Super Bowl since 2012. Baltimore also is 2-0 in the Super Bowl, and they're looking to get their 3rd Super Bowl. So a franchise that's been around since 1990, like the 1996-97 yearish. They have won 2 Super Bowls in that time frame, looking to win a 3rd. This matchup is going to be all about one thing for me. Will Taylor Swift be there? No, I'm joking. The one thing about this matchup for me is, can Lamar Jackson get over that hump? He's starting to show how great this team is. And I think, can they beat a Kansas City team that has been there? Can they get past the experience of the Kansas City Chiefs? Can that defense continue to be as great as they have been? I think they can. I truly think they can. But you just can't look past Kansas City. Travis Kelce hadn't scored a touchdown in 8 weeks leading up into last week's game, and he scored 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pachinko right now is on fire. And he came out as a late round pick, and just when people thought it was going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire, things really haven't. It never really worked out for him the way they thought it would. But Pachinko has been amazing. So the pieces are starting to come together for Kansas City. The experience is starting to come together for Kansas City. This game on Sunday is going to be a really, really good one. And I still think the Ravens pull it off and head to Super Bowl 58. In the evening matchup on Sunday in the NFC Championship game, we got the Detroit Lions, the number 3 seed, first championship game since 1992 when they took on the then Washington Redskins, now Washington Commanders. And when they lost that one, that was the last time that they made it this far into the playoffs. So this is their second NFC Championship game all time. And Dan Campbell and the boys got those guys playing expired over there. Inspired, I say expired, but inspired over there. And so I really like Detroit to really just give this San Francisco team all they can handle. San Francisco is dangerous, and we've seen it. Brock Purdy can be dangerous at times when he's ready for it. And you saw it last week in the Green Bay game where there was times where it didn't look positive, but guess what? He found a way to get that team where they needed to be. And that's important. Jawan Jennings stepping up when Debo went down. He had a really good game. Ayuk started off pretty decent, and then they kind of faded away from him. Christian McCaffrey had a Christian McCaffrey game. The defense is the defense. This is going to be a really good matchup, in my opinion. And I really think that San Francisco is going to have a lot to handle. It's going to be very loud in Santa Clara, but I really think that this Detroit Lions team is up for the task. I truly, truly do. And Jared Goff right now is the more experienced quarterback in this game. He's been to the Super Bowl. He knows what it takes to get to the Super Bowl. He's got the right leadership to get this team over the hump. With that being said, my Super Bowl 58 matchup based off of who we have left will be Ravens and Lions. And if that does happen, I think it'll be a little bit more of a closer affair than we saw the first time. But that's who I have on Sunday. I got the Ravens and the Lions heading to Super Bowl 58. How nice would that be to see the Lions make their first Super Bowl? And I think it would be a really good thing for them to be able to finally get over that hump, get into the Super Bowl. And it's just for me, I'm rooting for the team right now, or my alliance, I guess you can say, is with a team that has never won it, and I want to see that fan base, the city of Detroit, finally get what they want, what they deserve as a franchise who has been through it all. They have been through it all in the last 70, 80 years, something like that. So they're celebrating 90. So in the 90 years, how sweet would it be to cap off the 90th year of celebrating this team, this franchise, a team that hasn't won a championship since the 50s. It's been 70 years plus since they won a championship. How nice would it be to see the Detroit Lions get the dub? Now, on the flip side of that, the Baltimore Ravens, a team that destiny right now. Lamar Jackson promised the city of Baltimore that he would bring them a championship. He is 2 games away from doing that, one game away from actually making this thing happen. That is how critical it is going to be over, these next couple of days and these next couple of weeks, especially on Sunday. If they can make this happen on Sunday and it'll be Baltimore in the Super Bowl, that'd be amazing. Kansas City is working on dynasty stuff right now. Kansas City wants to go in and put the dynasty where it needs to be. And that's 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And the only other Super Bowl, well, I don't know if it's 4 years. I always mix it up. I think it was Chiefs. It was Buccaneers. It was Chiefs, Buccaneers, Chiefs, Lions, something like that. I don't know, but this would be their third Super Bowl in the Patrick Mahomes era if they can make it happen out of 4 attempts. So one way or the other, that's what they're looking for. They're in dynasty mode. Then there's the San Francisco 49ers. What do the 49ers want out of this? Well, San Francisco hasn't won a Super Bowl since 1990. 94 when they beat the then San Diego Chargers in a landslide victory. And so they haven't had that since that time frame. So that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. And they want to be able to get to that point, get that championship, and give the 49ers, bang gang or whatever they say. I'm sorry, gang 49er gang. I'm still salty. So that's what they're looking for. But that's what we're going to find out on Sunday. Championship Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to Super Bowl 58? No matter what, guess what? Bowie Television is going to be there to bring you everything. We're going to be there. Myself, Candy Waller, Karita Parks, and we're going to bring you the best coverage possible of Super Bowl 58 and hopefully a little bit more of an inside. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week for episode 156. And we'll be very excited about that to kind of, we'll be back next week for episode 156. I had to think about it because we'll be down at the Super Bowl, so I won't be able to record the next week. So we will be back for next week to kind of preview Super Bowl 58, and we're very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Once again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. I'm Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network, Bowie Television. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you all next time. Y'all, one last thing. Enjoy football. You know how we do on here. Have a great day.
Legacy Maker, the All Sports Network.
Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them.